Hey you guys, so in this video I'm going to show you my trusted technique to make sure my curls last 7 to 10 days. I know I tell my clients about this a lot and I wanted to make sure I had a video that could show you how. So first I start off by splitting my hair down the middle. This will help keep my roots stretched out so I don't end up with like a flat shrunken curl in the back. So this is the best way to make sure you keep that lift and volume in the back as well as your hair doesn't flatten as you sleep. After that, we split it at our part line. However you part your hair, that's going to be your next section of where you split your hair. So right now mine is in the middle and it's actually going to be tracing around that back section. Now for me, the nape of my neck, I don't mind that staying out because I like a little bit of like taper. But if you wanted to, you can separate that out if you want to keep the length in the back. So all that to say, once I get that bottom half section off the way that I like it, I'm going to go around and follow that same sectioning around my part line. And I'm also going to leave my edges out because I don't want to pull my edges into this scrunchie and create unnecessary tension. So basically I do that and then I put on a satin scrunchie to keep it stretched out. That is our first scrunchie. Second scrunchie, I'm going to do on the opposite end. I don't mind stretching this out a little bit, as long as the ends are pulled out. Most cases I'm pulling the ends out just so I can keep the shape that I want when I do go to wrap my hair in a bonnet. But basically that's just something you always want to do when you put your hair in the satin scrunchie. So in this front section, I'm doing the same thing. And I'm going to put this part in the scrunchie and get the strands out the way that are in my front hairline, just so I'm not pulling at my hairline, and putting the scrunchie around this section. And I think I'm going to do it twice just to give it a little bit more length and a little bit more stretch at the root. And that's what I'm going to do there, and make sure no strands are caught within that scrunchie, but making sure it's at the root so I get a little bit of stretch there. And that helps when you're wrapping your hair at night, just to make sure your hair doesn't go flat in the back or flat in any area. And I sniffed my growth booster just because I like the smell of it. This growth booster is good for your edges, to protect your edges at night. I actually got this from Adiva Naturals, and I love this product. So I put that on my edges to protect it at night, and just to make sure that is good to go. I cover that. You can use anything that you like on your edges. I just prefer that product. And after that, I put on my satin edge bonnet. You can find this at lovelyshair.com. I do love this bonnet because it does keep my edges laid down and protected without having to worry about it sliding off at night, because I can tie it to the tightness that works for me. And I normally tie it tight enough to hold, but not so tight that my brain and my skin feels like it's bursting out the bonnet. So all that to say, that's how I wrap it. And then I go to sleep at night. And this is me in the morning. Makeup is off now. And I'm going to show you guys how I refresh my hair in the morning. So with refreshing my hair, what's important for me is that I take it section by section to bring the shape and the body and the volume back to my hair. I did want y'all to hear my voice for this one. So now I'm going to take out my scrunchies. It's good to do this with a little bit of oil on your fingers. So I don't really like this oil. It's just like extra oil that I had. So I'm not going to show you what it is because I don't highly promote it. But having oil on your hands just prevents your hair from getting super frizzy as you're doing this part. Don't you hate it when you get deodorant on your shirt? Anywho, so now that I've pulled out those scrunchies, I'm going to go section by section and pull it down. Section by section, slicing it and pulling it down. What that does is it helps to make sure the hair falls back into natural place and it doesn't stay stiff, especially in this middle part. You want to pull that down and then keep that process going, pulling it down. Just pulling it down, giving it some stretch so it doesn't stay stiff. Feel at your roots, pull that out, and keep pulling that down. See that part line come back out? Y'all. All right, so that part has been done. You can see that versus this side, how stiff it is and how shapely that is. So just doing that same thing on the other side. Going along the parts and pulling it down. Stretching it at the root. Not playing too much with the ends, but more so pulling at the root. Same thing. Pulling it down. Stretching it at the root. And then you just keep that process going. Stretching it at the root. And keep going down until your shape is starting to look more shapely again. Y'all see that shape coming back out? Now the bang area can be a little funny because it's been so high up while you're sleeping. So sometimes you have to wait for that to naturally drop as the day goes by. But if you don't feel like waiting for it to naturally drop, you can always use some foam to redefine that area again. But that's truly up to you and how particular you are about how your bang falls. This part is kind of just going up because of how I had it in the scrunchie. I kind of like having height, so I don't mind it. As the days go, or as the day goes by, it'll start to relax a little bit more. But that's how I separate it. This area I can pull down a little bit more, coming more forward, like that. Just pulling it down, kind of the same way I did the sides, going at the root. Just stretching it out and bringing the shape back. That's what we do. Now, if I want to be extra, I can use some styling foam and redefine certain areas. So you can get, I'm using rosemary styling foam. You can kind of just pull through certain areas and let those drop, just to kind of bring out a little drip again. You don't have to redefine the whole section, but kind of just where you want to see it give you some more coverage and more fall, you can do it there. And then I'm gonna finish my makeup, and then I'm gonna let y'all see how this looks once it's all dry, because it's probably gonna take me about the time it takes to do my makeup, like 10 minutes. Yep. And this part is not necessary. This is just if you want to refresh your curls and you want to bring, like, you know, more length and definition back to them, you can do it this way. Okay. This area I kind of want to fall that way, so I'll do that. Basically, that's that. And then I'm going to use some of my Sleek and Smooth gel for my edges, just to kind of smooth those back down. So, right here. Just using a little bit, not a lot. Laying that on the edges. I like to put it on the skin versus all up into the hair, because if you put it more on the skin, you can kind of mold it more towards your face and not create a lot of buildup. Y'all see that? Looking fresh again. And then I can do a little bit more gel right there, just to kind of place it where I want it to be. And I like to finger it through just so it doesn't clump up. That's that. And I'm gonna do a little bit on this side too. Smooth that out. Y'all see that? That's that. Looking good. This is the finished result in the morning. Still got a little residue, but that will dry. But that's how you fluff your hair. So yeah, y'all, this is my trusted routine that helps me to keep my curls, whether it be a wash and go or a rod set or a twist out. It helps me to get it to last up to 7 to 10 days. I thank you guys so much for watching. Share it with someone you know this would be helpful for. And yeah, love you guys.